All right, with your back squat, one thing to begin with is your stance and where you're going to place the bar. The first item with the bar placement is that you want to have it below your neck bone. So not way up here where it's right on your vertebrae, but down a little bit lower. You create a little bit of a pocket with your traps by having your arms in nice and close here when you grab onto the bar. With your feet then, you want to look at your feet about shoulder width apart and your toes pointed out just slightly. From this point then, you can see there's a lot of joint actions occurring almost simultaneously. As I go down, you can see I've got knee movement at my ankles, and also my hips. So you've got a lot of muscles that are being involved, and that's why the back squat is such a good exercise to prescribe for people. Some of the key elements to look for in the correct performance of a back squat is that you want to make sure the back remains arched while you're squatting, as opposed to rounded while you're squatting. So the back remains arched the whole time throughout the lift, and it protects the vertebrae as you're moving. The other item I'll look for is that your heels remain flat on the floor. You can see my heels are staying flat in contact, as opposed to having my heels kind of come up when my center of gravity moves forward like this. If you have a person that minimally can keep their back arched the whole way and their heels planted flat on the floor, you should be just fine. There shouldn't be really any pain associated with the lift. As far as how deep to go down, what most people prescribe is you want to go and do what's called a parallel squat, meaning that the top of my thighs are parallel with the ground, which is right about here, and then going back up from there. Okay? If you notice that someone has some flexibility issues, that when they start to go down, their heels start to come up, you want to avoid going down any further than that. Okay? So go down as far as that person's range of motion will allow. In many cases, we'll ask the people to go below parallel if they're able, because you could incorporate a lot more strength in the hips. And as long as their heels can remain flat on the floor, they'll go ahead and they'll activate their glutes properly and avoid an excessive knee strain. Okay? Other things to look for with the back squat would be looking to see if their knees remain tracking over their feet the whole time. That's one of the reasons why you want to have your toes pointed out. So we see some people when they squat, their knees will cave in here a little bit like that. So you gotta watch out for that as well. Try to make sure that foot and that center of gravity remains planted over the feet nicely throughout that lift. Advocate that person keep their head up. They don't necessarily need to look at the ceiling, but they need to look forward to keep that spine in a nice neutral position throughout the movement. So that's the back squat for you.